What's good? What's good? What's good? You are now watching Drew Boy Sports Show. I am your host, Kyng Ralph. Here solo dolo once again, getting ready for the NFL season. I'm in about four fantasy football drafts. Um, we're busy working, excited for the season. Hope everybody's doing good out there in TD land. Take a swig of water. All right. All right. See, that's what we do it for. All right. And just like we always do, if you're looking for a no crash generous energy drink, go w.com, DUBBY, w.com. Use promo code JUKE, J-U-K, for 20% off. They're going to get you right in some good flavors over there. I have to finish up my sample pack in a little bit. Getting a little tired myself, though, but we're going to fight through it. And so while you're here, wherever you are here from, whether it's Twitch, Instagram, um, YouTube, Facebook, hit that like, subscribe, follow button, comment, share. But if you're on Facebook and YouTube, just look up Juke Network, JUK Network, and hit that like and subscribe button. Trying to get to 100 followers and subscribers between the two of them. Once I get to 100, I'll be able to go live straight from Facebook under the Juke Network page. If you could hit that like button as well on the Facebook page, follow me at KYGRALPH on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, add an underscore for X or Twitter, and let's get into it. And so, top 10 quarterback as I finish up my top 10 list, or top 10 individual positions. Let's go straight into it. So, off rip, they got Baker Mayfield at 10, Jalen Hurts at 9, sheesh. 8, Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, Justin Herbert at 7, Matt Stafford at 6, Jaden Daniels at 5, Lamar Jackson at 4, Joe Burrow at 3, Josh Allen at 2, and Mahomes at 1. Off rip, Jalen Hurts. I know we talked about this before. Jalen Hurts. I have him. Now, if I was doing a prediction and going into the season, Matt Stafford's back gives me pause, so I probably would put Jalen Hurts at 6 as an individual talent. I think that a lot of times, and what people and fans of Jalen Hurts get mixed up, is confusing like an individual and given what their jobs are. I think that when it comes to Jalen Hurts, he wins because it's not to say that he's not a good talent. I think that he's a good quarterback. I just think that he's asked to do less, but he's very much capable of getting it done when asked to do so. And so that's why when it comes to me personally, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes are better quarterbacks to me than Jalen Hurts. And Matt Stafford, I think, is a better quarterback if his back's not injured. Just looking at what he did last year, the team that he took and was pretty much a play away from going to the Super Bowl, like, I think that he's very much capable if he's injury free. I think he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, my personal opinion. So, but I think that I would probably mix some stuff around. So let's go ahead look at this honorable mention because I do think when I started going through it, I did think when I started going through it, I want to say it was somebody from the honorable mentions I would have put in my top 10. So let's see. C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love. Yeah, this is where for me, until shown otherwise, there's some quarterbacks I just think like I think Justin Herbert. We gotta have the conversation. Justin Herbert, I think, has all the talent in the world, but when it comes to showing the talent and executing the talent, there's just quarterbacks that I would put above him. I think that Jordan Love and C.J. Stroud deserve to be higher on this list than Justin Herbert. I think Baker Mayfield needs to come off this list too. So for me, and I'll probably end up doing something where periodically through the year I'll see if this list still stays the same. But for me, me personally, I just gotta go C.J. Stroud at 10. I'm gonna go Jordan Love at 9, Jared Goff at 8, Matt Stafford at 7, Jalen Hurts at 5, Joe Burrow at 4, Josh Allen at 3, Lamar Jackson at 2, and Mahomes at 1. Because I just think that as much as I think as a media and as the people, we're getting tired of Mahomes. So I think that he's just not being put into these conversations. But at this point, it's not close. Between that gap between 1 and 2, but 2 and 3 is really close. And so, and anything after that, I think that Jaden Daniels, given what he did last year, being able to build off of that, as long as he has no sophomore slump, I can see him being a top 5 quarterback. His ability to make plays out of the pocket, in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, or be the runner up the field. I'm curious to see if because he didn't run a whole lot last year. I'm curious to see if they use him as a runner more often, or if they protect him given his slim frame. But yeah, let me know what you think of the list. I think it's a good list. I think C.J. Stroud 10, Jordan Love 9. Yeah, and then you go Jared Goff at 8, Matt Stafford at 7, Jalen Hurts at 6, Jaden Daniels at 5, Joe at 4, Lamar at 2, Josh Allen at 3, Mahomes at 1. I think that's a good list. And so Micah Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers. Does this make them a title contender? And honestly, I think that when we start to have these conversations, yes, I would probably still favor the Eagles. But I just think that once you get to the game, anybody has a chance. I don't think anybody expected the Rams to be able to keep that game close in that weather. The way that the game had went early, it looked early that they weren't going to be able to keep up, and then eventually they get back in the game and they made it a game. So I think just getting there puts you in a position, and I think that given everyone stays healthy, like they should get Christian Watkins back later in the year. Then you put Michael Parsons on one side, Rashawn Gary on the other, with Edgerrin Cooper. And I think that, and then they got Xavier McKinney. They have some good pieces that, on just from a defensive standpoint. Then I think Jordan Love has proven that he's a good quarterback. Josh Jacobs. They bring in Matthew Golden. They get Watkins back later in the year. You still got Romeo Doubs. I think that they still have an opportunity to put themselves in the game. Jordan Love just got to not shoot himself in the foot when it really comes down to it. and I think that they have more than ample opportunity to get it to punch their ticket into the title game. So yeah, I would say that they do have a good chance. And so let's get into it. I got my NFL awards predictions. Later in the week, I will be doing a who I think will be getting winning their division, the conference, and then getting to the Super Bowl. But that's later in the week. So, offensive rookie of the year. It's going with Ashton GT. In all seriousness, and being honest with myself as a Raider fan, I do think that it makes me a little nervous. One, Geno Smith is a good quarterback who I think he thrives when they're able to run the ball. So you know that Gingy's gonna get the ball. And I think that other teams will know that he will get the ball. So it just makes me nervous about loading the box. Can Geno Smith move the ball down the football field? If he can get the ball down the field through the air, it will be able to lighten the load for him. So, excuse me, I do think that he has all the talent and he's going to get the opportunity, which is why I think that he's going to get the Rookie of the Year. But it does make me nervous given how much emphasis and hype that he has coming into the league. And in my honorable mention, man, I got Cam Ward. I think just straight up being a quarterback in this league, I think like he's playing on a team that has like Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard. Like you have some people around you to be able to do some things with. I think playing the quarterback position is going to help him a lot, and I think he's going to get the most opportunity from Jump Street to be able to win the award. If he can get them improve their record, either get them like 6 games or even fighting for a playoff spot in that division, I think he's more than capable. I think you put yourself in a position to where he could possibly win the award. So I got Cam Ward for honorable mention for Offensive Rookie of the Year, as well as Ashton Jeanty winning the actual award. And then my Defensive Rookie of the Year, I got Abdul Carter, edge rusher for the Giants. I think Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, he's going to get one-on-one opportunities that all he has to do is win his matchup. And I think he has a lot of the talent level of a Michael Parsons to be able to like drop into coverage. So I think he'll get opportunities there. I think he has the ability to get after the quarterback at a high level too. And given the help he has on the line, I think it'll give him an opportunity to get some one-on-one matchups and really be able to put his stamp on that defense. And my honorable mention, man, I got Mike Green out of Marshall, balled out, had some decent years. I forgot what school he went to, and then he transferred to Marshall and a 17-sack season. And I think that he gets to it, and I think that Matabuke, Owe, I think that they have people on that line that are gonna same thing, but I do think that he should get an opportunity. Like just kind of thinking about where they are, the team that they had last year, I think he should get plenty of opportunities on the other side of I believe it's Owe. That's the edge rusher over there. I think he should get a chance on the other side, and I think he has the talent level to be able to do it. I don't think he's quite as explosive, but he is a very technically sound edge rusher. I think he'll get a real opportunity to put his stamp on this season. So I got him winning or not winning, but as an honorable mention, something to look out for. And so Offensive Player of the Year. Did I do Offensive Player of the Year? There it is. And so my Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs. I do think that I probably feel more confident in Bijan Robinson to be honest with you, just because Jahmyr Gibbs is a hell of a talent, but I do think that him splitting carries and David Montgomery still being as effective as he is could almost kind of derail that. But I do think that Jahmyr Gibbs has all the talent to go off for 1,200 yards and 500 receiving yards. I think he has that type of talent, and I think that being able to, as long as he can put points on the bar, put points on the board, and get the ball in the end zone, then I feel like he'll have an opportunity to do just that. And so I think Bijan Robinson, now that Michael Penix is at the helm, I think definitely puts him in a better position to where they're able to move the ball down the field. If Michael Penix is able to do what I think he can, I do think that Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney, Bijan Robinson, I think that they'll all be able to get a little bit of spread the wealth, open things up, so they'll be able to get more favorable matchups at the respective spots that they're at. And so Jahmyr Gibbs, Offensive Player of the Year. I got Bijan Robinson as my honorable mention. I do think that Jamar Chase is another person that a lot of people got at this spot. But given last year, I'm not sure. I don't know. You can definitely prove me wrong. You win a Triple Crown and you're still young. Can you do it twice? And so, where are we at? Defensive Player of the Year. I got Kyle Hamilton, safety, do it all safety for the Ravens. I think that his ability to play in the box, in the slot, blitzing, deep, one high or single high, I think that would definitely give him an opportunity. I think he's going to show flashes of what he can do. But I also think that just straight up, like the Ravens, I think the defense that they have, if he's the leader on that defense spearheading on the direction that they're going in, I think that as long as they're a top defense, he'll get opportunities and some votes. My honorable mention, I got Jalen Carter. I think if he can build on last year, didn't have the best season, but he dominated in the playoffs on the way to a Super Bowl. So if he could build off that, I don't see a problem with him winning this award, given the way he affects the game and that defense. And then my MVP, I got Joe Burrow winning the MVP. I think as long as he stays healthy, I think playing some of the preseason, being able to go in on a rhythm, as long as that defense can just be all right. Just be all right. Don't lose us the game. Don't be the reason we lose the game. And I feel like that offense will win a lot of games, and we will see if an amazing offense can carry a terrible defense. But I'm not sure. And then pretty much every year, I feel like you're going to have this conversation. Lamar Jackson as my honorable mention. I feel like building on last year, he was a runner. Then he became a really good passer, throwing from the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field when he does escape the pocket. I think him not getting it last year could be a motivator as well, when he very well should have. But just staying healthy, he's slimmer, looks like he's moving good. Coming in a little banged up, had a little foot issue, but I do think they're going to he'll be fine. And so I got Joe Burrow winning the MVP, but I do got Lamar Jackson as my honorable mention going in with this fast break. And I thought this was a pretty cool or pretty interesting conversation. The other day I was I was getting clips, and it was LeBron. What version of LeBron is the best version of him? And I was like, man, I thought that was pretty cool. They're pretty interesting because when you really think about it, up until how long he's been with the Lakers, he pretty much was with every team about the same amount of years, except for when he went back, if you can count him going back to Cleveland. So it's like his 4 years in Miami. Best year was the first year. It was 27, 8, and 6. Or you can say second year. I feel like that second year is really, really the year where he went crazy. And so, which version of LeBron is the best version of LeBron? I could see an argument for the second stint in Cleveland because his ability to shoot was so much better. But I just think that athleticism and how he was flying all over the court in Miami, and then his jump shot got decent enough to where you had to respect it, but it was just so much better. He was just a much better shooter by the time he got to Cleveland. But he didn't have quite the athleticism by then. So that's why, for me, I think he had enough of the jump shot as well as just flying all over the court defensively in Miami that I think that that's the best version of him. And then I would probably say Cleveland is so obviously Cleveland is 2, Miami is 1, the second stint. And then I probably would go to Lakers. Early Lakers, LeBron, and then young LeBron after that. Because I just think that the game, he might not have the athleticism that he had, but he had a much better jump shot. He could work in the post. Was still on the court and flying around the court defensively, and then just ultimately, I mean, he won a chip, and young LeBron didn't win a chip. So I'm gonna lean in that direction. What y'all think? And then, so one of the things, WNBA, they're going over their CBA, and one of the things and topics of conversation right now is should they play back-to-backs? And so on the men's side, in the M, they play back-to-backs. Now, it's one of those things that I've seen some players come out and say that the W should play, but then there's plenty of NBA players that don't play back-to-backs. It's kind of where it feels hypocritical, to be honest with you. But should they play back-to-backs? I think that right now, I don't think that the game should be as spaced out as they are right now. Like, for example, and I'll talk about it in a second, but the Aces play the Lynx on Thursday. And the Aces haven't played in like almost a week. Like their last game was, they went a whole week without a game. And with the league garnering so much more attention, I think that they would be better suited to, but I do think that when you really truly think about it, the season's not that long. So it's really only 44 games. So you space them out that over a 3-month period, you would be able to get that amount of games in. Where if they played, I feel like you can do a longer season with not as much rest, which sounds harsh to put on the body. But in the end, I think that being able to get as much money as possible, eventually they're going to have to get to like 50 games. and then I think you'll be able to probably have at least on like, if not do back to backs, a game every other night, and then like you have a couple games in a week where I don't think they should have to do back to back games, but I do think they should have a whole week off in the middle of the season, in my personal opinion. And so Aces play the Minnesota Lynx tomorrow, and they are on a 12-game winning streak. Can they extend the winning streak? As a betting man, I would say no. But as a fan, I want to say yes. But as an analyst, all I'm really looking forward to in this game is just to see how do the Aces handle the Minnesota Lynx. Because ultimately, I think that the Lynx are going to be a team that's going to get to the finals, depending on what side of the bracket they end up on. If they match up with the New York Liberty early, I can see a situation there, but it just depends on which side you're on. If they're on our side, then we're going to have to see them get to the finals. If they're on the other side, then I think we'll end up just playing them in the finals. And so I think this is a good test for us. We've already beat the Dream, and now I believe we're second in the W in the league right now. Definitely the hottest team in the league right now. So as a fan and as an analyst, I can see them winning. But as a betting man, once you get to them 12s, 13s, 14s, I just would bet against it if I was a betting man. But as a fan, I do think that they'll win. I think that they're really hot right now. I think that they're clicking on all cylinders. Asia's playing really well. She's really leading the pack. Chelsea Gray's playing good basketball. Jewel Lloyd is finally getting into it and doing what I thought she could do. And then Jackie Young has been playing hot too. Got a couple triple doubles this year, and so I think they can win. But my heart of hearts, I do see them losing. But even in a loss, all I really care about is to see them go toe to toe with them and see how they match up, because this is going to be an important matchup in the long run. All right. And one last thing. I know it's Tuesday and it's typically Overreaction Monday and Overreaction Sunday, but I've seen some stuff about Prime and I've seen some stuff about Bill Belichick and I've seen some stuff about Arch Manning. And I think that all three different situations, but same message. Relax. It's just week one. It's just week one. They're going to get better. I think Arch has never played anyone of this ilk and of this level, so it just needs an adjustment period. I think that Prime, I think that some of the players just need to get used to the system and trust the system, while also Prime needs to realize maybe he needs to tweak a little bit of his delivery when it comes to coaching. And then Bill Belichick, I think that this is one of those things where we need to relax and pump the brakes. And the same thing, a little bit of Prime situation is with the transfer portal, you can build talent quicker, but you're not building a championship level team through the transfer portal unless you already are like this close to it. So I think that losing Shador and Bill Belichick, first year in the program, you need some time to show and really sink your teeth into that team to be able to build that program up. And I think that people be just way too harsh with the criticism. It'd be wild. But I got to get out of here. Thank you all for watching. I'm hungry as hell. But I'm going to sip me some water. But please make sure you go like, subscribe, follow, comment, share, all that good stuff. And I'm out of here.